Welcome to another Tableau tutorial video. I have something I want to show you that can be helpful in very specific instances that you probably have overlooked. Hi, I'm Weston and I enjoy sharing with you what I've learned about Tableau. Today I'm going to show you about the new Custom SQL option on the data screen. We're going to see how this works. You've already connected to your data. I've connected to an Access database. And I have you see this option down here, it says New Custom SQL. You can pull this over just like any other table, and now it gives you the option of typing in a SQL statement. So you may not know which fields exactly that you're looking for. So what you can do is you can come over here, click on that little icon, and it'll pull up the tables, and we'll just do dev code third month. Pull over this. And we're going to just type in the SQL statement. Now, one thing to be aware of is you'll notice that I'm using single quotes, whereas if you're in Access, this is Access database, you'd use double quotes. This is a custom SQL statement. You need to use single quotes. If you want to use comments, you use the double hyphen. This format can be all in one line. I like to put it in 3 separate lines just for my readability. And so now you've got a table, a data source with this custom SQL query. One thing I also do is I come up here and name this so that it's easy for me to understand what it is I'm looking at when I go to these other sheets. You'll notice, at least with Access, you only get that option, that custom query, once. If you're doing a SQL database, you can pull this over multiple times, and you can have custom queries linking and joining to other custom queries, joining to other custom queries. I don't know if it's a fact that I'm on Tableau Public or that it's an Access versus Access versus SQL situation. And then you can just join to it just like you would normally, although you can't do it with Access. So what you would need to do is come in here and open, and you've got the custom query. You can rename it here and just join like you would normally. There you go. So why would you use it? Well, there's a couple situations, 2 or 3 situations that I've used it for. One is you can create custom labels and then data blend into it so that you always have those labels appearing, such as if you're doing shipping, air, sea, or ground. That's one option. Another option I've used it for is I've used it to join 4 or 5 different tables that aren't related, like from different systems, different work log systems that come together that don't have the same field. That's another way to use it. The third one, which is I use it this way the most, is you may not have access to the SQL server to create tables and joins on that SQL server, and so you can do it here in this SQL statement. You might ask, why do you do it in the SQL statement? Why don't you just do the joins and stuff in Tableau natively? You can. I like to do it this way, kind of to aggregate the data so that I'm not, so the data is aggregated before I actually get into Tableau and start messing around with it. Maybe you have a different level of, maybe you take all the sales from the days, and just aggregate it to a month. Yeah, you could do it in Tableau, but maybe you want it that way. It's maybe easier to manipulate and work with the data. So that's a cool little thing that you may not have known. Thanks for watching.